Hey, how's it going today, guys? This is Mr. Whitemare coming back at you with another cool Yu-Gi-Oh video. And today we are going to be going over my Pharaoh Rare collection. So let's go ahead and skip on over to the Pharaoh Rare section of this binder here. Alright guys, so for those of you that don't know, there's not a lot of Pharaoh Rares in Yu-Gi-Oh yet. They came out in King's Court in 2021, and there were 6 different ones. So there were 3 Secret Pharaoh Rares, and then 3 Ultra Pharaoh Rares. So the Ultra Pharaoh Rares were kind of the easier ones to get, so to speak. They all are about 1 in every 12 boxes, so still pretty hard to come by. But it's hard to tell on these initial prints, but what makes these unique is kind of the Egyptian hieroglyphic nature in the background. A little hard to see there. Let's go ahead and try the Slifer. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah. You can definitely see that a little bit better on the Slifer. So, I think that this is actually a very underrated rarity in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I feel like time has actually proven me correct on that. So, when these first came out, there was a lot of hype around them because they were brand new. And I think they were going for about 100 a piece. And the Secret Pharaoh Rares were actually a little bit harder to come by. And man, look at the secret ones. Those pop way more in the background. But these ones are definitely harder to come by than the Ultras. And so they were more sought after, of course. And there was a time where people thought that these were actually somewhat of a misprint. So, because the Ultras were the first ones to actually, have people on record pulling them. But then all of a sudden there was word that people were getting these secret ones. And I think the secret rare ones just pop so nicely. Gorgeous. I mean, even in the level stars, they even add the little extra touch of the Egyptian hieroglyphic in the level stars. Oh, and even the attribute. I didn't even notice that until now. That is sick. So, over time, there were a lot of prominent collectors in the Yu-Gi-Oh community that said that these really weren't going to be worth anything. Don't invest if you're a collector. But for me, I thought they were very unique and the first time in the game's history that we had seen this kind of rarity. So for me, I did pick up all the secrets I had to buy on my own. I couldn't pull them out of boxes. I didn't have the luck. But all 3 of these Ultras I did pull myself. So it's probably becoming redundant at this point, but for anyone that's been on my channel before, they will know that any card that I pull myself, I put a silver star on the back to commemorate pulling the card myself. Just because there's nothing better than pulling a rare card like this yourself. So now, at this point in time, these cards are actually becoming more and more valuable. So before the video, I looked on TCG Player, and there's not a lot of listings of the secret rare versions of these God cards. And these are going for about $200 a piece right now with about 6 listings per card, which is absolutely insane. So I think I got the Obelisk for around 70 a couple years ago. I got the Raw for around 90. I got Slifer for around 110. And now they're all about $200 and going up quickly. So couldn't be happier with my investment on these. The Ultras, oddly enough, even though just like the Secrets, they are 1 in every 12 boxes, the Ultras are only about 20-30 bucks a pop right now, but the quantities are becoming limited. So I do thoroughly believe that these are going to be a great collector piece in the future because they are so hard to come by. Even the Ultra ones, like I said, not as aesthetically pleasing, but I think these Ultras especially, they're going to have a good future. I mean, the Secrets especially are going to have a great future, but the Ultras as well. They're all really hard to get. So for any people out there that are new to collecting or any current collectors, I would highly suggest maybe picking up one of these guys for 20-30 bucks. You can't go wrong. In worst case, I think, the value should remain the same. So I don't think you're really going to lose money on that. The Secrets though, 200 bucks a pop, it's a little bit more lofty. But if you could afford it, I think these are probably going to hit the $500 mark in the next couple of years. But I'm not a financial advisor, so don't listen to me in regards to your money, but again, if you're a collector, highly recommend these secrets. So, next page, we have the Magnificent Mavens Secret Pharaoh Rares. So Magnificent Mavens debuted in 2022, and there are a total of 18 different Secret Pharaoh Rares. So what's really odd about this set is that in North America, we got Secret Pharaoh Rares, but then in the UK, they got Ultra Pharaoh Rares. Honestly, I've seen both, and I would say that North American, we got a little bit luckier. I think the Secret Pharaoh Rares, just like in King's Court, they look a lot better. That's just me. I've heard other people say that the Ultras look better, but I don't know. I guess it's just a preference thing. So, yeah, so there are 18 different cards in the Magnificent Mavens set, and these are also really hard to get. I think it's like 1 in every 20 plus mini boxes, and I think it's like 5 mini boxes for $130 is the average rate these days. So as you can see here, I do have all 18 of the Secret Pharaoh Rares from Magnificent Mavens, and I'm very happy that I have them because, again, there were a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh investors and collectors saying, don't waste your time on these, I wouldn't do it. But for me, I thought that they were just so unique and they were gorgeous, so I picked up all of them for a fair price. The most expensive one, as you can imagine, was the Dark Magician Girl. And yeah, in this rarity, she is incredible. You know, you have obviously the Egyptian hieroglyphics in the background. You have the hearts, but there's even kind of this like sheen on her armor and her hat too, which I think is really unique. And again, the level stars, the attribute, it's all decked out in the hieroglyphics. There it is. Ooh-wee. That is one beautiful card. So anyhow, I got a little sidetracked, but this card was the one that cost me the most. I got this one for about $300, and this was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. TCG Player had a sale for Black Friday or Christmas, something like that. So I picked this up, got some store credit off of it, so it was a good deal. And now this card sits around $450, so it has appreciated over time. And in my opinion, I think this is actually one of the most underrated Dark Magician Girl rarities in the game right now. So, and if you are looking at this right now and you do not agree with me, I do not know what in the world you are looking at. Phenomenal card. So that is the most expensive one. The second most expensive happens to be the only one that I pulled myself from this set, and that is the Blue Eyes. So, like I said earlier, Silver Star to commemorate, but that is him in the Secret Pharaoh Rare rarity. Absolutely stunning. Trying to get him in the right light so you guys can appreciate. So this guy is currently around, I think, $350 or $400. He actually hit well over the $500 mark at one point. And yeah, I was pretty excited because that was the most expensive card in the set, and I got lucky enough to pull him. Oh yeah, there you go. Kind of different angles for Dark Magician Girl and Blue Eyes here to get that pop, but there you go. But absolutely gorgeous. So, like I was saying though, there were people that were saying that this rarity would not make it, and I never once believed that at all. And so now, like I said before this video, I was checking out some pricing on TCG Player. There's limited quantities on almost all these, and I think maybe like 10 copies of each card at most. Absolutely stunning on the red eyes too. There's a couple of these that are, I think, decently priced. I think like Lightning Storm down here, I think this one's around 50. So not too bad, but still getting a little pricey. I picked this up for about 30 bucks. So I feel pretty happy about that one. But man, that is just so gorgeous. So, but yeah, a lot of these are going quick. The last one I needed to complete my 18 collection was Change of Heart. And this one I think I spent around 70 on a couple of years ago. But yeah, Change of Heart looks gorgeous. You know, and I think what makes these rarities so unique too is that, you know, they're shiny and they have a nice pop to them, but they're not overwhelming. I had someone in the comments mention the other day that they thought that the new Starlight rarities and Quarter Century Secrets were just a little too much, which you know, I'm used to it, and I do have appreciation for them, but I can understand how they can be a little much. But I think these cards have that nice in between to where they give you a really nice aesthetic feel while not being overwhelming. So I think these are the kind of cards where you can play it in your deck and it's just gonna look super crisp. So very, very nice cards. And I figured since there's only 18 and the whole video is going to be dedicated to these Secret Pharaoh Rares, you know, I'll take each one out and we can kind of just appreciate the sheen and the hieroglyphics in the background. Because dang, you guys. On this Necro Valley, I'm a huge Gravekeepers fan too. Anything related to the dark and creepy or zombies or the undead, I love it. So this was one of the main cards when it first came out that I wanted to pick up in this rarity. I think this was like, you know, 40 bucks at the time. And I think it's a little bit more at this point. Let's go ahead and check out this Seal of Orichalcos. Oh, yeah. How can you not appreciate that? That is stunning. So it's kind of funny because I had the thought to make this video well before I noticed the market change on these rarities, but after seeing on TCG Player today the changes, I'm really glad that I'm doing this video now, because I think that, you know, for some people, if you can, pick these up now, because I don't think they're going to be affordable in the future. And I could be wrong, but if I can help people save a little bit of money on some good collectibles, then I'm happy to do so. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous on that talent. Alright, let's go to the next page. Look at these 9 right here. Got Elemental Hero Neos. I'm not a big fan of Neos in particular, but I think that this is by far his best rarity. That looks stunning with that dark blue background. Very sweet. Heck yeah. And then you have Black Luster Soldier, of course. This guy has a Ghost Rare and multiple other rarities, but I would say if I were running a deck with him, then I'd probably, if I wanted to go max rarity, I'd probably go with this over the Ghost. It's just cleaner. Super nice. Heck yeah. So let me know in the comments, you guys, have you guys opened up any Magnificent Mavens? Have you had any luck getting any of these cards? Do you appreciate the rarity? Do you think it's too much? Overrated, underrated? I'd be very curious to know. Because there's a lot of great rarities out there, but I think this one might be in my top 5. For sure. Because I think it really takes Yu-Gi-Oh! Back to its roots, you know? To like the ancient Egypt ideal, and you know, I don't know, it kind of creates a more mystical nature for the cards rather than just decking it out in shiny crap, you know, ad nauseum. Hey guys, Mr. Whitemare here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. Also, I'm trying to start a new series where we share our most nostalgic trading card stories, whether it be childhood stories, scam stories, or our luckiest pulls of all time. If you have a story to share, email me at mrwhitemare@gmail.com and I'll read your story on the channel and give you a shout out. Let's build a fun and exciting place to share our best and worst moments together. Now, let's get back to the video. But especially for the more, you know, Egyptian-oriented cards like this, That is absolutely gorgeous. Very nice. So what's odd is that, like I said, the UK, they have the Ultra Pharaoh versions, and those cards on TCG Player in the US, they are out of control in price. But I have heard that the prices are relatively normal on their side of the pond because there's just more of them. But over here on the American markets, the prices are just kind of outrageous. So for me, I would love to collect the Ultras on the UK side eventually too, if I can find them for UK prices. But if I can, you know, at the current prices in the US, it's just not worth it. But yeah, this gold sarcophagus, this one hits nicely. Very nice. I think this Gravekeeper's Trap is one of my favorites. This one's actually one of the cheaper ones currently, and I think it's not very relevant. It's not used very much, but the artwork is one of the best in the set, by far. I mean, look at how incredible that pops. And yeah, and if you guys can't tell, I mean, pretty obvious, but that's a Ishizu from the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, from the original. So very nice. Yeah, could look at that all day long. And then I'm a big Toon World fan, big fan of toons in general. So we got Toon Kingdom. Again, I think it's debatable, you know, if you're going to run a max rarity toon deck, would you want to run the ulti, or would you want to run the Secret Pharaoh Rare? I think I'd probably run one of each, or two of one of the other. So that one is stunning as well. And we have Rhoda, Return of the Army. You know, that one actually pops way better than I had noticed in the binder. I hadn't pulled this out in some time. But yeah, that looks really nice too. Wow. All right, and last one, guys. We have Crystal Bond, adorable. Another cheaper one, so to speak, for now. But yeah, that one, man, you can really see those hieroglyphics pop. I think that's Ruby Carbuncle of the Crystal Beasts, yeah. Yep. It hits just right, you guys. Just right. So that about sums it up. I just wanted to go over the collection. Nothing crazy. But let me know in the comments, out of all of these, out of the 18 from Mavens, out of the 6 for King's Court, which ones are your favorites? Do you like the Ultras more than the Secrets? Do you like King's Court more than Mavens? Personally, I like the Mavens ones more. I feel like they kind of decked them out a little bit more, which I appreciate. But the King's Court are the OGs, so you can't go wrong there. So anyhow, guys, hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.